Good morning. It is Monday, September the 12th of 2022. A couple of days ago, I drew one of my sacred geometry cards to work with for this sharing. And the theme of it is realization. I'll put the the name of the deck that I use in the notes with this session so that you can access that directly. But I'm not going to share individual cards simply because of copyright concerns. So for now, you'll have to envision with me the symbol of realization. As I was looking at the card and beginning to draw it the other day, I saw that it had two layers to it. And it gives that impression of two dimensions. So at the center, it goes within. And it has a kind of an unusual flower petal expression. And as I tried to draw that, I found I couldn't do it exactly the same way that the creator of the cards did it. And that felt so true, because that which is within, that which is the discovery of what is true within my own soul, what is my unique way of expressing the sacred in the world, is mine alone. And it's going to look different from anyone else's expression. And as I move into that, there comes those realizations of, I don't yet have any idea about the richness of my soul's being. I've lived for so many years with conditioned overlays protecting that treasure from me, that I'm only beginning to start having those little bits of insight, those tiny flashes of, oh, that's part of it. So part of realization is that going deep within and discovering what is very unique and precious. I would call it that which we brought in with us, that is part of the expression of this eternal being that has been accumulating wisdom and insight and perception and qualities and characteristics and color tones and frequencies, lifetime after lifetime, and is culminating in this lifetime at this moment, inviting us to discover it, to let it free, to express. And that's the other side of this realization. It's circles of different sizes. Now, the circles are all touching one another, but they're of different sizes. So they give this kind of expanding, three circles of circles expanding. Okay, I know that's not very clear, but that's all right. Visualize it in whatever way it comes to you. And the other dynamic of those circles is that each ring of circles, there we go, ring of circles is a better way of saying it. Each ring of circles has a different quality. And the first ones are kind of translucent. And the next have some form. They have more depth. They have more outline to them. And the last ones you can barely see. And I think that that also is a beautiful way of reflecting on how we express the nature of our soul out into the world. That there are different subtleties, there are different levels of visibility, there are different certainties in what we're sharing. And also that there's almost that beautiful progression from the energetics of a thought or an idea or an image, it taking more tangible form and becoming more solid with, as we feed it with finding language, expressing it to others, finding ways of maybe drawing it or singing it or dancing it, or speaking it. And then there is that layer, which is just kind of ethereal, that we don't even know what that next ripple is going to be as it moves out from us. So you'll start to see why I love these sacred geometry cards. They let me start with an entirely different language. So it's the language of the shapes that are at the heart of how creation is fit together. Their colors that each have their own frequency and vibrancy. And as you play with the different tones, you get a sense of this being a three-dimensional kind of expression. So it invites me to be an interdimensional traveler. And then it allows me just to move from my language head, which can be very, very conditioned, into my intuitive sensing, which gives me a much broader, richer orchestration of what this may be for my life. So I hope that you will think about, maybe draw, maybe sing, what realization feels like for you, and let it take some beautiful, solid form in your life today. Thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.